return the exercises to your Core Attack 2 program, and we're going to be using the ball. The first exercise that we have is called tabletop dips. So we need to get into the tabletop position. The ball should be supporting your head and your upper shoulders, hands on your hips. From this position, you're going to let your body dip until your butt touches the floor, and then we come up with our hips as high as we can, hold for 2 seconds, come back down, and come up. Most important thing is that you press your hips up as high as you can in the top position. All right, the next exercise that we have is called a crunch. So we want to put the ball more in our lower back. You can have your hands here for an easier position through the movement, or you can place your hands around your ears and pull your elbows back for a harder position. So from here, I let my body come down to curl on the ball, and then I come up into a crunch position. Think about that when you come up to crunch, you're squeezing your ribs and your pelvic bone together, and then come back down. All right, the next exercise that we have is called twisters. And when we do twisters, we have to get our feet onto the ball. Okay, now from here, I want to put my feet, even though they're on top of the ball, I want to put them more to the side. From here, my shoulders should be over my wrists, my core is tight, and now I'm going to twist my hips. Under control, I don't want to lose the position on my core. So take your time with the twist. Okay, the next exercise that we have is called seated balance. So when we do seated balance, you're going to sit on the ball. Make sure that you have really good posture. So you want to sit up nice and tall, chest out, shoulders back. Harder position is to keep your hands on your hips. The easier is to just let your arms be free out to the side. So from here, when you find your balance, I'm going to lift my legs. So when I'm in this position, you can see that my hips have to work in order to keep me balanced on the ball, okay? So this is a much harder exercise than it looks, so make sure that you're ready to catch yourself if you lose your balance. All right, the next exercise that we have is called windshield wipers. So we're going to be on the ground, place the ball in between your feet, start in the up position, hands out to the side, keep your legs as straight as possible, bring your legs down to one side, come up, and go to the other side. We don't want to rest, we don't want to relax our legs in the side position. So as soon as you feel like you're close or almost touching the floor, we come back up. All right, the next exercise is called tabletop walk. And when we do the tabletop walk, we need to first get into our tabletop position. So I'm gonna show you from the front because it's easier to see that when I do this exercise, I'm gonna be walking my body from side to side on the ball, okay? So on this one, I do want to keep my hands on my hips. I'm going to press my hips up as high as I can. Now, when I move my feet, I want to lift up and over. I'm not just going to slide my feet. So I lift up and over. I walk my feet as far to the side as I can, and then I press my upper body to the side as well. Then I come up. I got to focus on keeping my hips up as high as I can. And then I press my upper body to the side. So want to keep your elbows out, because as you can see, when I press my upper body to the side, I'm actually on that arm. And then I come back to the middle. So make sure that you keep your elbows out so you can use them to roll your body onto the ball. All right, the last exercise that we have is called kick out and combined with a hip raise. So again, I'm going to place the ball in between my feet. I can start in the up position. The easy alternative is to place your hands under your butt. Harder alternative is just to keep them on the floor. When I do this, before I start, I press my lower back against the floor. I'm going to lower the ball nice and slow until it touches the floor, but I don't rest. Then I come back up and press my hips up. Make sure on the hip raise that the ball goes straight up and not back, okay? So again, press down, lower the ball, come up, hip raise, kick out, hip raise. All right, so those are your exercises to your Core Attack 2 program.